Good afternoon. Welcome to the Alcohol Beverage Board of St. Mary's County. March 12, 2026 meeting. This public hearing is being televised live on St. Mary's County Government TV 95 and the county's YouTube channel. It will remain available for on-demand viewing on the St. Mary's County Government YouTube channel. My name is David Willenborg. To my left is Vice Chairman Richard Watts. To my right is George Anness, member. And then to his right, we have Tammy Hildenbrand, our board administrator. To her right is our attorney, Christopher Beaver. We have Kristen Hansen, our recording secretary. Thank you, Kristen. Kevin Hall, our inspector, and Deputy Steve Myers, our alcohol enforcement coordinator. First thing we need to do is approve the agenda for today. Has everybody had a chance to review it?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, sir.
I'll second.
You didn't make a motion yet.
Oh, to pass the agenda, to approve the agenda minutes from the last meeting. Thank you. I apologize.
That's right. And you second it?
Now I'll second it.
Okay, you second it. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Okay, next is approval of the meeting minutes from February 12th, 2026. Have we reviewed them?
Yes.
Yes. I will make a motion to approve the minutes from, what was the date again?
February 12th.
February 12th, 2026. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
What a start.
I'm blaming the weather.
Yeah, let's do it. There you go.
New business. Violations. Max Tap and Table. Hannah Marie Davis. The above individual, Hannah Marie Davis, was an employee of the license holder and sold or provided alcohol beverages to an individual under the age of 21 years in violation of 6-304 of the Alcoholic Beverage Article of the Annotated Code of Maryland and 5.04J of the Rules and Regulations of the Alcohol Beverage Board of St. Mary's County. Please swear her in.
Do you hereby declare and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Hannah Marie Davis and 19194 King James Parkway, Lexington Park, Maryland.
Okay, please come forward and have a seat.
Oh, here.
So did this event take place?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Beaver, read in the facts.
Mr. Chairman, the facts underlying this violation are as follows. On April 29th, 2025, at approximately 3:38 in the afternoon, as part of the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office Alcohol Enforcement Unit's compliance checks, Sheriff's Office confidential informant, 19 years of age, was sent into Max Tap and Table, located at 25470 Point Lookout Road, Unit C in Leonardtown, Maryland. The confidential informant was dressed in jeans and a shirt. Confidential informant was accompanied by Corporal Jamie Davis and Sergeant Robert Merritt of the Sheriff's Office Special Operations Division, each dressed in civilian attire. The confidential informant and Corporal Davis were seated at a table in the dining room of the licensed premise. Confidential informant placed an order for an alcoholic beverage, specifically a bottle of Bud Light beer, with the server later identified as Hannah Marie Davis. Ms. Davis served the confidential informant with the alcoholic beverage. Ms. Davis failed to ask the confidential informant for any identification, proof of age, or date of birth before serving the alcoholic beverage. Following the service of the alcoholic beverage, Sergeant Merritt contacted Deputy Stephen Myers of the Alcohol Enforcement Unit and notified him of the underage sale. Deputy Myers entered the licensed premise and made contact with Ms. Davis. Deputy Myers identified himself and informed Ms. Davis that she had served an alcoholic beverage to an underage Sheriff's Office confidential informant. Ms. Davis admitted to not asking the confidential informant for identification prior to or after serving the alcoholic beverage. Ms. Davis was remorseful about the incident and recognized the importance of checking and verifying identification prior to serving an alcoholic beverage. Deputy Myers informed Ms. Davis that an offense report would be prepared and that she and the licensees would be summoned to appear before this board to answer for the violation. Sergeant Merritt paid the licensed establishment for the alcoholic beverage from Alcohol Enforcement Bank funds and received a receipt for the transaction. Photographs of the alcoholic beverage and the transaction receipt were taken by the officers and placed into evidence. The alcoholic beverage was discarded by the licensed premises staff. All of the foregoing happened in St. Mary's County, Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. Beaver.
You're welcome.
Members, do you have any questions?
Yes, Ms. Davis, I'd like to hear in your words kind of what transpired that day.
Essentially, I was just negligent and forgot to ID her. And then as soon as I brought the beer over, that's when you came in. And it was just an honest mistake. I'm really sorry about it. But yeah, I wasn't thinking at the time and I just didn't ID her.
Okay. What is the policy and procedure of your establishment for verification of value?
We're meant to ID every single person, no matter the age.
Okay. And you receive training on that, annual training, weekly training, monthly training? How often are you reminded of doing that?
They remind us frequently. We have like a group chat where they'll send reminders, and then also on every like server handheld, there's a little tape that says ID everyone, and every time you ring in a drink, you say like ID ? And you hit yes or no.
Okay.
So they're good at reminding us.
Okay. And so constant reminders, even the point of sale sounds like it even tried to remind you. And what happened?
Yeah, well, those are new now. Like after I'd failed is when they added that, but before there were still reminders. But I was just being stupid, to be honest.
Okay. Are you still employed with your establishment?
I am. I recently started back.
Okay. Obviously, you know, our next big consideration and concern is, you know, how are we going to make sure this doesn't happen again? So curious in your own words, what sort of steps, actions, habits, you know, do you plan to personally take to try to make sure this doesn't happen, that we don't see you again?
I just ID everyone now. I mean, the reminders help, and being here today helps. And I ID everyone no matter how old at this point. And when they get mad at me, I say, you can go to court instead. But yeah, I think that the situation, obviously, like I regretted it the second it happened. And then from that, I think I learned. And obviously I should have known before. But yeah, I think at this point, I'm really good at IDing everyone, no matter the age.
Okay. Thank you. I had no further questions.
I have no further questions.
Okay. We have a motion to
I can make a motion.
penalty?
Yep. So I'll make a motion based on the facts presented and the testimony received for the violation, Hannah Marie Davis, for the sale of alcoholic beverage to a person under the age of 21 years in violation of 6-304 of the Alcohol Beverages Article and the Annotated Code of Maryland, and 5.04J of the Rules and Regulations of the Alcohol Beverage Board of St. Mary's County. Make a motion for a fine of $150.
Okay, we have a motion for 150. Do we have a second?
No, sir.
Okay. That motion fails.
Okay.
Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Based on the facts presented and the testimony received today, I would like to propose a penalty of $100 for the Hannah Marie Davis for serving an alcohol beverage to an individual under the age of 21 years in violation of 6-304 of the Alcohol Beverages Article of Annotated Code of Maryland, and 5-04 of the Rules and Regulations of the Alcohol Beverage Board of St. Mary's County.
Okay,
I'll second.
we have a first, we have a second. I disagree. Think it should be higher, but so be it. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Me? Ayes have it. So, with that said, you understand that, please understand, you have 10 days to pay the fine, which is $100. And you may, within 30 days from today, appeal the decision to the Circuit Court of St. Mary's County. Understand? Okay.
Yes.
Go over there and see Kristen. Thank you. Okay, next, applications. King's Liquor. Please forgive me for any mistakes with the names. Application of Raju, Kayla, and Tanjinder Kang to transfer TJ Liquors LLC, Class A1 beer wine liquor license from Taryn Preet Kang and trade as King's Liquors, TK7 716 LLC, 22576 MacArthur Boulevard, Suite 322, California, Maryland, 20619.
It's got you all tongue twisted today.
Oh, yes.
It's just been a day.
Do you hereby declare and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Excellent. Please state your name and address for the record.
Raghu Kalia, 13211 D'Angelo Drive, Bowie. Zip code, if you want, is 20720.
Okay.
Tejinder King, 41922 Kentucky Code, Lennon, zip code 2650.
Okay, excellent. Please come forward and have a seat.
Good morning.
Welcome. Go ahead and present your application. What do you want to do today? Would you want to transfer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You answered that.
Do you have any details you want to share with us? What's going to be involved in this? Is there going to be any changes to the business?
For now, no. Basically, it's the same liquor and wine business. That's what TJ was doing before. I'm just gonna take over the business, and at the same way that TJ is running, I'm gonna make sure everything be in place and proper, and I'm gonna follow the rule and regulation of St. Mary's County, and make sure I had just an example. I have to make sure everyone need to be ID and everything, doesn't matter age and anything. And I'm gonna imply on the laws that Ms. Tammy already showed me, all the books. I'm just following it, and have to do everything proper way and make sure everything be in the St. Mary's County rules and jurisdictions.
So, you haven't had a business before, right? A liquor store?
No,
You've
never.
owned one?
No.
What experience do you have with operating one?
I do work different. I worked for the liquor store once. I worked for the tobacco businesses as well. I'm a sales agent for for different companies. So mostly I'm in the customer services whole my life, for almost 20 years. So so I have all that experiences to be in customer services business.
I ask because, we want to know, leave here thinking that you're going to, feeling that you're going to be a good custodian of selling, your products and.
Yes.
And, of course, you always have Tammy to ask questions to,
Absolutely.
right?
She's really helpful. Like, yeah, she always helped me a lot. Like, because it's, as I said, it's first thing, like I never had a liquor store before. Tammy helped me like in like every way like she could. And she's really, really great help.
Okay. We've,
We are still waiting on the final UNO from land use, which I believe you guys were going to work on today.
You're right.
And then once you get that, you can get your business license.
Sure.
So those are the two items.
Business license, I already had it. Trader's license, you mean?
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
that
So I
already?
already have it.
Okay, so we'll need copies. You were going to, I know Mr. Kang said he'd be by tomorrow morning.
Yes, yes.
With the copies of those. So they do need the business license and UNO.
in training?
Training they'll be set up for.
Okay. So it's contingent on that also.
Well, they have
Well,
90 days.
yeah.
We normally don't put that
Right.
on your, yeah.
Got any questions?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Kayla, have you, not having had the experience, have you already contemplated and thought about the policies of the store with respect to verifying underage sales or verifying age, I should say?
Exactly. As I mentioned, like I worked some time with the liquor store, like as an employee, as in tobacco store as well in Maryland. So first thing we always do in past was like, doesn't matter the age, if you just ask the ID and make sure you're asking everyone ID. And I know like sometimes because like people are not in the mood to give me ID, but you need to be polite and do your job properly. That's the only way to, to be in safe with the law, and you can make sure like you don't do anything like, which is against the law and which is against the community as well.
Okay. Have you thought about, obviously it's one thing to have the policies in place, as you've probably seen in a lot of our hearings, unfortunately, a lot of times it's the human element. Have you thought about how you're going to train your employees to ensure that they are reminded and or following their policies of your store?
Yeah. So one, I already, Ms. Tammy already talked, like they do the programs yearly, like where we can go and train our employees as well. That's the one way to do it. And second way, like I'm gonna make sure like there should be enough pamphlets everywhere for my employees as well, so it can remind them like okay, this is the first thing you have to do, like read that thing, and then probably on the place during what's the name of that, like in different places you will implement that some kind of pamphlets, so it will remind them again and again. So that's my whole point is, and there should be some kind of what I'm going to do like weekly. Personally, I'm going to give them these kind of trainings as well, like so they will make sure like everything will be on point.
Okay, excellent. I had no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Gallia, how many individuals will be selling alcohol in the establishment?
For now, me and Tara. Jinder.
Tammy, there have been no violations.
For teachers, no.
Okay. Can you give me some sense as to what is currently being done in the store to safeguard against serving underage? You talked a little bit about it, but are there strategies already in place? And can
Yeah.
you describe that for me?
I already have 2 years on my around liquor store. I already work on liquor store.
And he had much experience. So as I saw, as I mentioned earlier, he placed.
Check ID all the time, so underage and also there. I have already experience, but yes, I listen more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Okay. So, no other questions. Do we have a motion?
I can make a motion I'll make a motion to approve the application of King's Liquor, Kaju Kela, and Tajender Singh Kong
Yes, sir.
to transfer TJ Liquors LLC, Class A1 beer wine liquor license from Taran Preet Kang and trade as King's Liquor TK 716 LLC, 22576 MacArthur Boulevard, Suite 322 of California, Maryland, 20619. It'll be 90-day contingent on a UNO and business license. I don't think they need that much, but
Okay. Motion?
I'll make a second, Mr.
You have
Chairman.
a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot.
So I will see you in the morning or whenever you get those, okay?
Yep, thank you.
Any licensee, applicant for a license or group of not less than 10 persons who are residents or real estate owners of the district in which a licensed place of business is located or proposed to be located may within 30 days from the date of any final decision of the board in approving, suspending, revoking, restricting, or refusing to approve, suspend, revoke, or restrict any license or licensee, appeal such decision to the Circuit Court for St. Mary's County. The appellant shall be required to pay in advance a sum of money reasonably estimated to cover the expense of transcribing the hearing of the decision being appealed. Next application is for Potomac Garden, application of Angela Wathen to transfer Potomac Garden LLC Class D beer wine liquor license from Angela Wathen and trade as Potomac Gardens LLC, 20254 Colton Point Road, Colton Point, Maryland, 20626, and permission for extension of premise for outdoor service.
Hey, how are you?
swear you in if I can. You can do it from there. Do you hereby declare and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Angie Wathen, 20948 Riverview Drive, Colton's Point, Maryland, 20626.
Excellent. Thank you. Please have a seat.
You go ahead and present your application.
I'm transferring.
Okay,
They want you to explain what you're doing.
So Sean Early and I are no longer partners, and we took his name off the business that we've already had, same everything. And I had to transfer the liquor license in my name back to me per, he's not on the business anymore.
Good.
Ms. Wathen was minority interest owner, but she was a liquor licensee. She was 20% owner. She has since bought out Mr. Early's 80% and is now 100% ownership. So whenever we have more than 50% of ownership exchange, it has to be a transfer.
Okay, yep. The only question I have, I assume you're not going to make
No,
any
it's
changes to
the
the
same.
current
Everything-
operation? You're not, right?
No,
It's
everything's the same.
really almost more of a formality at this point because of the percentage
Yeah.
ownership change. So no concerns. We're just make sure we're
Okay.
crossing Ts, dotting Is sort of thing, right? So, okay, yeah, and I don't see any issue on the application at all that I have any questions or concerns over, Mr. Chairman.
we're not pending anything.
There is,
There is? Okay.
there is a tax hold, and I have to just get verification from the fire marshal that everything's okay. I haven't heard back from him yet.
So it's still fire
Comp-
marshal.
Fire marshal and.
Comptroller?
Comptroller, correct.
Okay. And FM. Okay. I can make a motion.
Go right ahead, sir.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the application Potomac Garden of Angela Wathen to transfer Potomac Garden LLC, Class D beer wine liquor license from Angela Wathen and trade as Potomac Garden LLC, 20254 Colton Point Road, Colton's Point, Maryland, 20626, and permission for the extension of extension of premise for outdoor service. Be a 90-day conditional on comptroller, tax clearance, and fire marshal approval.
Well, we already had the outdoor.
He knows.
Yeah,
that
it's
you-
just
whenever
part of the,
you-
part of the application. Yep.
I was like, oh my God, is that gonna be more work? What do I
No,
do?
no. Part of the existing application, part of the transfer, so we just want to make sure that that's in the motion
Yes.
to cover you. Yep.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
You have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And
Good luck.
Any licensee, applicant for a license or group of not less than 10 persons who are residents or real estate owners of the district of which a licensed place of business is located or proposed to be located, may within 30 days from the date of any final decision of the board in approving, suspending, revoking, restricting, or refusing to approve, suspend, revoke, or restrict any license or licensee, appeal such decision to the Circuit Court for St. Mary's County. The appellant shall be required to pay in advance a sum of money reasonably estimated to cover the expense of transcribing the hearing of the decision being appealed. Next on the agenda is premise changes. Southern Trail Distillery, Richard Copsey, requesting temporary extension of premises into the normal parking area and field and portable outdoor serving counter for 3 special events: Spring Shine Festival, May 9th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fall Market, October 3rd, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Winter Market, December 5th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get some free advertisement there, don't you? Okay.
Do you hereby declare and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Excellent. Please state your name and address for the record.
Richard Copsey, 27305 Three Notch Road, Mechanicsville, Maryland, 20659.
Rachel Copsey, 27305 Three Notch Road, Mechanicsville, Maryland, 20659.
Excellent. Please come forward, have a seat.
Good afternoon, everybody. This will be our 7th year doing our markets. So everything's getting more streamlined every year we do it. We have 5 to 7 security guys that are watching the parking lot in and out, making sure that drinks aren't taken out, nothing's brought in. The markets, we don't really have, we do have a fence we put up along Morganza Turner because people try and drive in and out where all the vendors are. So we've done that. We've put up a temporary fence that's new, but it's helped. And we have everybody's ID'd. We get ID bands, which is our thing. We ID everybody all the time. But it's a good time. We should do it again with the 7th year. Do you have any questions for me?
It's that time of year again, isn't it?
Getting there.
It's our 2nd weekend open.
No, I mean, I love that they're planning out already. So I'm not sure what I'm doing next week. You guys are already planning out for December, right? So-
Well, we have to. We only want to come once. Not that we don't like you guys, but
Right.
I'm busy.
I get it. Trust me, I get it. No, it's, there's, 7 years, no issues. It's been running, like you said, it gets more, you get smarter every year you do it and do things better and more efficiently. And so, yeah, no questions, no issues, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, do we have a motion to
Well,
approve?
and it is conditional because, and they know every year they get their special event permits from land use, so it is conditional on that, but it's
Okay.
just
Okay.
on condition of acquiring.
I just haven't made it down there
Because
yet.
because of the time frame here.
Right.
And how they're giving you 3. It's just condition that they get the special event permit. Usually she runs it over to me handful of weeks before the event.
Remind me again, land use doesn't do a separate permission for each event, right? Or are they going to be able to do
So-
one for all of them?
Well, so it's one, but it's for each one. So
It's
there's
delineated.
certain
It covers
dates
all
on there.
of
They just
Yeah.
put on, to
Yeah.
save paper, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
So you could do-
You know where my head's at, right? Is
Yes.
So if I make it it can't make it
Yes.
like a 90-day conditional for something that's having 6 months from now or 8 months from now.
It's May, right. So the first one is May, and that's when she'll get
May
the,
9th,
she'll
yeah.
get the special event permit for all 3
For all
dates.
3. Okay, so all right, so if we make it a
90
90-day
days.
conditional on land use, we should be good. Brilliant. That's what I need. Okay. Okay, and then they get the other one right behind it. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the premise change for Southern Trail Distillery. Richard Copsey requesting temporary extension of premises into the normal parking area and the field and portable outdoor serving counter for 3 special events: Spring Shine Festival, May 9th, 2026, from 10 to 5, Fall Market, October 3rd, 26, from 10 a.m. to 5, and Winter Market, December 5th, 26, from 10 to 4. That'll be a 90-day conditional approval upon land use permitting.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Unanimous?
One down.
Good luck.
One down.
Yep.
I'm just going to sit here.
Next on
Thanks
the
for what you're
agenda.
doing in the county. It's
Well,
great
thank
stuff.
you.
Southern Trail Distillery, Richard Copsey, requesting temporary extension of premises and extra serving counter for Bats and Booze event on October 24th, 2026, from 4:30 PM to 9:30 PM.
So this will be our 5th year doing this. We actually, I don't know if you've ever been there, but where our parking lot is, we actually take temporary fencing and make only one way in and one way out. So parking's in the field across from the entrance. And I have minimal 5 guys checking IDs, and we also give out a raffle ticket because we do door prizes and stuff. So we're only open from for that event that day. So it's just like a little Halloween party. It's a good time. We have Hydrofex playing, and it's just fun.
Okay.
And people wear costumes. So if you want to come in costume as a liquor board, you can.
Don't encourage the children.
Oh, man, this is
I was thinking
recorded.
that,
You can go dressed up as a retiree.
There you go. And there's prizes if you win the contest.
Okay. Thank you for the invite. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
Same land use? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the premise change for the Southern Trail Distillery. Richard Copsey requesting temporary extension of premise and extra serving counter for the Bats and Booze event on October 24th, 2026, from 4:30 to 9:30. It'll be a 90-day conditional on land use permit.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See y'all next year.
8-year Richard to talk.
I was planning on
He
to
wasn't. He's a why I bring you.
Dave's, John Hancock on it.
Okay. Office member changes.
Okay, this is we got a bunch of them this year.
We're doing. Yes. So this one here, we just read it out and then we vote on it, right?
Yep.
Can we do a batch change, like just read them all,
Can
make it
you
one
do-
motion?
No,
Or do we
because
need to
there's
make
a
a
million
motion?
names.
Yeah,
We need to make a
that's
motion
true.
for each individual
Yeah,
one.
it would be easier on you.
Well, that's why I asked.
Being difficult.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what lawyers are for, to make it difficult.
Yeah.
You know what the
Trust
answer
me, I
is?
know.
Yeah.
I know.
You know what the answer is if you don't ask, right? So,
Okay, the first one's for Patuxent Lodge, 2393.
okay, I'll make a motion to approve the officer member
I
change.
wasn't finished.
Oh,
yet.
I'm sorry, sir.
What is Patuxent Lodge?
Moose Lodge.
Moose Lodge, okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, okay. Okay, Patuxent Lodge, 2393, removing Melvin C. Schwartz Jr. and adding Charles B. Mattingly. We have a motion to approve this.
I will make a motion to approve.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
Go every other one.
Brenton Bay Golf and Country Club, removing David D. Darden, adding Shannon O. Rowland.
I'll make a motion to approve the officer member change for Breton Bay Golf and Country Club, removing David D. Darden and adding Shannon O. Rowland.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Of course you do. I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
North End Gallery, removing Barbara B. Rushworth and adding Allison H. Berry.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, for the North End Gallery, removing Barbara B. Rushworth and adding Allison H. Berry.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. C, we have Lido Pizza, removing Larry D. Globitz and adding Lindsay M. Petoniak.
I'll make a motion to approve the officer member change for Lido Pizza, removing Larry D. Globitz and adding Lindsay M. Petoniak.
Okay. Motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Escape. We're adding Morgan B. Ruoff.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion for Escape, adding Morgan B. Ruoff.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
What seconds? All in favor? Aye.
It's amazing how crazy it is when three of us.
Some boards only have 3.
The Newtown Players, removing Stacy Park and Sean Davidson, adding Beth L. Sanford and Christina M. Faison.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the officer member change for Newtown Players, removing Stacy Park and Sean Davidson and adding Beth L. Sanford and Christina M. Faison.
Okay, we have a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Done. Okay. Move on to the
And here
next.
goes the pile, Mr. Chairman.
2026 renewals, 2.11G, subsection 2, disciplinary action by board.
Discretionary.
Oh, I'm sorry. Discretionary action by board.
Very different
My
things.
apologies, it's been a rough day.
It has.
Call signs. So it's Sunny and Danielle Mohatra. Licensed business failed to meet the food alcohol ratio requirements of a Class B restaurant license. As per 1.06 BB, request to appeal the board to remain a Class B restaurant license.
You hereby declare and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, please state your name and address for the record.
Sahil Malhotra, address is 24994 Secretary Drive, Hollywood, Maryland.
Excellent. Please come forward and have a seat.
Good afternoon, Sonny.
Good afternoon.
So, would like to know, how do you plan on going forward and getting this ratio right?
Yes. So Call Signs was opened with the mindset of doing Bollywood buffet for lunch. That was limiting us to not just the variety of food that we were offering for the first half of the day, but we were also limiting ourselves to the ticket price of the customer coming in for the first half of the day. We tried that for the first 2 years. It did not really work out. So we have, since December, taken the Bollywood element, the buffet element out of Call Signs, from doing it 5 days a week to just 1 day a week. That allows us to expand a bigger menu for lunch and stuff like that. And I think we learned over the past 2 years that Indian food, people don't want to eat every day for buffet. So just having the option of eating sandwiches, salads, and all of that stuff, and being available for 5 days, for the entire day versus just the second half of the day, I'm confident that we would meet the ratio, no problems at all by next year.
Well, I have to disagree. I could eat Indian food every day.
I do. Just on
Especially your mom's good.
I know, right? Thank you. Thank you. It's odd because I think when we were in San Sushi, the amount of buffets we did in San Sushi versus the amount of buffets we're doing now being even closer to the base, like the numbers just don't make sense. And that was the part that completely shocked us.
Okay.
So,
You do realize, though, that historically speaking, and maybe I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, that trying to make a change to be able to get to the quota has, and I believe in both cases in the past, failed to be able to achieve the goal, and then they ended up having to change their license class anyway.
Yeah, I think, and it could be, right? It could be very possible that I don't meet the quota either towards the end, but I'm just with the sheer change that we have made for the 4 days out of the 5, I'm already seeing a huge change. Plus, I believe there is a big void for a corporate catering business for lunch because of all the office buildings that we are surrounded by. And I think having Indian food as the only option for lunch, we were completely eliminating that business.
Okay.
I think switching to sandwiches and stuff and targeting that, and I plan on opening a little earlier than we usually do so we can get that corporate catering business and stuff like that. So I think factoring all of those in, I'm pretty confident that we would be able to meet the quota. And God forbid if I am not able to meet the quota, I want to give it a shot primarily because I think if I change my classification, I lose my catering side of the license. And being so close to the museum, we do a lot of catering for people at the museum. It would be a shame for me not to give it a shot, an honest shot, and just change the classification now.
So you are, did I hear you correctly? You are doing catering
We
stuff
are,
with
yes.
the museums? Okay.
So, Tammy,
Yes.
would you explain the process that you've done in the past to monitor the
Yep.
compliance?
So, as Sunny knows, as all of my licensees with restaurant licenses know, that in St. Mary's County, we do the ratio report annually with their renewals. So when we have a business that doesn't make ratio, in the past, when the business has wanted to be given a chance to change the tables a little bit, this board has granted that for whatever specific time the board states, and either then the business would be doing either a monthly ratio or a quarterly ratio, bringing it to the office, we would monitor it there. And if there was, obviously, if it wasn't moving, then we would discuss and bring it back to the board. If it looked like, you know, this was, his business model is more bar than restaurant, then it just is what it is, and we come back to the board for a transfer, talk to Sunny just to transfer it. And that's what's happened in the past. One business model was questioned, and they were already very happy with the way they were, and they were like, no, we're just going to transfer it. We're not changing. We like what we're doing. The other one attempted for a year and didn't make that ratio, and actually they're doing great now with the bar restaurant. I mean, with the bar license. So, but they too, you know, we monitored they did the same ratio report, but you would do it monthly or quarterly as the board.
I think December is big for us because of Christmas parties and stuff for food. So I think whatever time we decide, I would request that December is included in that time frame, because I feel like December is just a huge spike for us for food sales. So I think that in itself will be a huge benefit and a help to the ratio.
So when is the annual report usually?
Annual report is due March 3rd with their renewal.
Okay. So, I mean, we could still, in theory, right, it would be, we could theoretically do a quarterly review, right, which is just, you know, kind of trying to look at and see trend.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But then you're still going to have it'll still be an annual decision point, right? When
Well,
you've got
that's up to you. That's up to you.
Okay, could be an annual decision point, in which case it could include, you know,
It
basically
could include
for the
next
next
year's
12
renewal.
months.
Yeah, you could go to next year's renewal, March 3rd.
Yeah.
And see how it goes. But in the meantime,
There'd be
Sunny's filing
quarterly-
quarterlies with the office
To show, yeah,
to show if the trend is
Okay.
going the way he wants it to go.
that would kind of be my thought on the motion.
Why would there have to be any sort of final decision if they're compliant?
That's what I'm saying. If they're
March 3rd,
compliant,
it's over
then,
with.
well, that depends on you, okay? So say you want to do the full year to the next renewal, and Sunny is filing with the office quarterly reports that are showing a trend that he is making more food sales than alcohol sales. The only time I'm coming back to you is like if it doesn't look like we're going that way. But otherwise, if by March 3rd, if that's what you're saying, do the
Then it
full
just
year,
rolls
then
over.
we look, his quota is good, his ratio is good, and he stays the way he is, and I just let you know he's good to go.
Yeah, I am. if they're in compliance in March next year, then it's done.
They're good to go.
There's, I don't see any reason to discuss it anymore after
He's gonna need time anyway. It's not gonna adjust in.
In a
Oh,
quarter.
exactly. Yeah, no, it's
Agreed,
gonna take
yeah.
time.
Right.
That's why I think monthly is definitely too
It's a
I would
lot.
agree.
periodic.
Yeah,
It's a
we got a
lot.
business to run on top of that,
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot.
Okay.
So, want to frame a motion, George?
Oh, boy. Let's see, I would like to approve 2026 renewals 2.11, what is it, subsection 2, discretionary action by the board requesting and allowing call signs, Sahil and Danielle Mahorta, a 12-month period of quarterly review to establish trends that the restaurant is moving in the proper direction between food and alcohol sales. Mr. Beaver, will you approve of that? Okay. Mr. Chairman, are you comfortable? with that?
I'm comfortable with that.
Mr. Vice Chairman, are you comfortable?
Okay. We have a motion.
I'll second.
We have a
Oh, good,
second.
because I don't want to say it again.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right,
Have a
Sonny,
wonderful day.
I will email you our forms and
Okay.
tweak them for the quarters. Okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Cool. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move on to 2026 renewals for approval.
All right. This is a blanket approval.
One at a time.
Oh, my God. Look at the time.
Well, we're going to be here a while. I didn't even bring a copy of the report for me. I emailed you the report. You know the trend. Most of you have been here long enough. I know, George, this is probably, your second year for renewal, but y'all know the trend. Y'all know the trend. It is what it is.
And there's always a problem
It
child.
is what it is.
Every year.
We had 2 licenses that are not renewing and by choice. Nobody failed to get it in. That was a good thing, thank God.
That's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had our close calls, but everybody got it in. So we had a lot of, obviously, officer changes this year right at that time, and that's, I was telling the crew, that's been the first time since my predecessor was here that we've done that. Normally, March would be, an entire page of officer changes right before the renewal. So they are renewing with these new officers. We try and discourage that because things can get mucky and you got to get it in by the 3rd, So we'll try and remind them better next year. But that was the only unusual thing about this year. And Kristen, she didn't run away screaming. She actually had a good time. It seemed like, I don't know, the smile never
That's
came
saying
off her
something.
face. The folks loved her. I didn't, nobody.
Mad.
No, nobody got mad or irate. She handled everything pretty cool up there. So, a few days I couldn't be there. As a matter of fact, I think I was snowed in or iced in for that first the week before. Yeah, it was, and yeah, so she did good. Did good. And Kevin, like I said, they were busy making phone calls in the end. I mean, we always sit there like, we're not making these calls. We're not supposed to make these calls. And then Kevin starts counting on his fingers how many haven't come in yet. And he's like, how many months is that of a board meeting? How many board meetings is that to get their license back? And I'm like, all right, we're close. So,
Give them a reminder to pick their license up.
oh, well, yeah. That's the other hard one. But yes, you can do that in a blanket motion. Thank you.
Excellent.
Anything else, Tammy?
Sir?
Okay. Alcohol Enforcement Coordinator
Oh, you
report.
need the
Yeah, we
motion
make a
for the
motion to
renewals.
approve.
Oh,
Please, oh gosh, you'll
Yes,
have
I'm sorry.
crazy people will be beating down my door.
I'm here signing papers and,
I can make a motion.
go ahead, make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve a blanket approval for the renewals of alcohol licensees for 2026.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the 2026 licensees renewals. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second from George. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Board Inspector, pardon me, Alcohol Enforcement Coordinator report.
Good afternoon. For the month of February, we went out and did a series of alcohol compliance checks. We went to 13 locations. Unfortunately, we did have one violation, and you'll hear of that in the near future. However, the other 12 did an excellent job by asking specifically for it without question. You know, sometimes you'll get the kind that'll retrieve the item, then ask. It was straight up, where's your ID? So I think our training that we provide people are doing extremely well. And they don't like to see their names in the papers either, so I think that's a good deterrent. As far as DUIs, the sheriff's office had 19, the state police had 16, and the top performer was Zachary Wolf with 5 DUIs in 1 month. He was on it. Stationary surveillance, Powell Liquors and Gas, went there to do an hour in the parking lot just to make sure that nobody's underage sales walking out of there, no shoulder tap. Same with the Slice House, since they have a lot of activity on the streets and stuff. Try to maintain that they're staying within the parameters of their business instead of, you know, kind of floating to the post office or floating over to, you know, the new store that's in there. As far as alcohol postings, none. Alcohol violations summons, I served 3. The parks all look good, especially, you know, people are starting to visit it more often now. Don't have any of the drinkers as we did in the old days where they would just kind of camp out and do that. So that's a good thought. I think that's because county employees also go through there and they don't want to put up with that. As far as training, did the use of force review through the sheriff's office, and I always sit with Tammy while she watches Mela, so I can put that on my sheet. And that concludes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Board Inspector report, Mr. Hall.
Good afternoon. Busy there at the office for, 104 texts one Monday, 40 calls on the Friday before renewals were due. So 13 inspections, 2 mailer meetings, the LBA meeting. And like I say, just working around the office with the renewals, catching up on paperwork.
Okay. Still enjoy your job?
Mm-hmm.
How's the new truck?
Truck's still fine, still new.
Very good.
2 years, we've had one oil change, so.
Very good. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Beverage Association, Mr. Dent, contacted me this morning that he was not able to attend. He was a little shorthanded, and he apologized to the board and hopes to see you next month.
Okay. Very good. Board members' time?
This may or may not be my last
May or may not, we don't
meeting.
know.
We'll see.
We don't know
Good
until the
Lord, we're
commissions
just
come down.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah, my term is expired, so I'm actually on borrowed time, and I believe someone from my district has been identified. They're just waiting on approval and swearing him in, or her
It will be
in,
her.
and so maybe she'll be here in April. Maybe I will. I don't know. Waiting on the call from Tammy, so. But if it is my last time, it's been an amazing ride. Learned a lot. Enjoy working with everyone. If it's not, I'll see you next month.
And give the speech all over again.
Right.
Then you can just say, did it.
Ditto, exactly.
Ditto.
So Tammy,
Yes.
for the audience, there are probably 3 people that are watching this. Would you explain exactly what the problem was with call signs so everybody understands the ratio? Because there was nothing done in malice. I just wanted people to
Right.
understand that.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
a
no.
technical problem.
No, yeah, that's it. It's just a, in order to be a restaurant license by definition through the state definition as well as definition in our regs, they must sell on average more food than alcohol. Daily receipts should be higher in food sales than alcohol sales. County specific, the state has no specific percentage unless you're a state caterer or different category of non-retail license. As far as St. Mary's goes, it's 51 food, 49 alcohol, and we're good, okay? When they go beyond that, then by law, they're no longer falling into the definition of what a restaurant license entails. So, and Mr. Malhotra's numbers were not, it wasn't like 60-40 or 70-30 alcohol, you know, it was, he was over the 50. Enough to where it's a trend, you know, it's a concern. And we were, the inspector was aware that there was some differences going on with the food service there and that they were starting to question how that was operating, whether it was beneficial or not. So I know they had made changes, but he, you know, he did take a dip on the food sales. So hopefully his plan works. You know, he's in a good location for that to come up. So hopefully that works. And if not, I mean, you know, he would lose the catering if he had to reclass as a D. He would lose that catering. He would also lose if somebody, you know, orders, if a table orders a bottle of wine, there's leftover, they want to cork and leave, he would lose that. His bars aren't allowed to do that. Also, liability insurance issues that may be affected by that, I'm not sure.
Thank
But, yeah, you're welcome. Everybody's got to do it, you know. I think we waived it, we had to waive it during COVID because of how crazy it was, but we still had them do it just out of curiosity. I wanted to see on the restaurants. And even during COVID, the restaurants that kept their food high, their food ratios actually, food to alcohol, actually, the food was much higher than the alcohol. Those were the ones that their overall net loss was lower than those who pushed more alcohol than food. So, you know, alcohol is not necessarily the end all in keeping you in business.
But that great food calls for drink, so he's going to be on a fine line always.
I actually, they've put together some non-alcoholic concoctions for me that are really tasty.
Mocktails.
I don't know what, I just, you know, when I go into these places, I'm like, what do you got in the pot? Just let me know. Well, it's a lot of times I'm in there late, but, or make me something.
It's trending towards mocktails, the non-alcoholic mocktails.
Yep. Well, I know the Noli's, when they were going out, they had mocktails, and before the new ownership could get the license, they've been doing the mocktails, and yeah, people are into it.
Yeah, I see it. I order salads and stuff when I go in, the mocktails and
Yeah, yeah. Somebody was looking at creating a non-alcoholic bar.
Yeah.
So, you know, new stuff all the time.
That would be called just a store.
So I have a question, I guess, for Sergeant Myers.
Yes, sir.
Anything on the excitement that happened at the billiards establishment in Leonardtown?
Anything?
Additional, I mean, as regards to prosecutions, investigation?
No, nothing of that. I mean, nothing that has updated for me to tell the board.
Oh, no, I see.
I can tell you this.
It's looking definition.
Ever since that event and the restructuring of entertainment by the owner, we have not had any calls for service.
Okay.
So I think that's a very good positive movement that shows certain entertainment calls for, you know, aggressive action sometimes in the parking lots or whatever, but we haven't had that as of late, and it's probably been 2 good months.
Yeah, a couple of good months out. They've changed theirs a lot, their entertainment and what they're doing.
See, sometimes when certain entertainment, and I'm not going to say just any type, it could be any entertainment, but if people have their own followers and they mix with locals, sometimes that relationship doesn't transpire in a positive way. And I think that's what the case was. And I think he saw that and has made a change for the good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, when they came in, when they first came in, they said they wanted to do family stuff and kids, getting the kids involved. They now on Sundays have a kids tournament every Sunday. They actually had a national tournament for kids at Action a couple weeks ago. So he's going in the right direction.
Thank you. St. George?
This will be a moot point if I see you next month, but if I don't, I'd like to thank you for the time we've had together. I've learned a lot from you in the short time we've been in the same room.
Thank you.
But I do appreciate your insight, and that's helped me.
Wonderful. Appreciate that. Thank you.
That's it. Anybody else? No? Okay. Chris, anything?
No, sir. I think I'm gonna reserve my voice for other times. I don't want you to get tired of it.
We could never tire.
You're only asking me because there haven't been that many violations recently. If there had been a lot of violations, you wouldn't be asking me to speak.
It's because we hear you all
I
the time.
understand. I don't blame you,
Well,
but-
stand by.
So that's what I'm saying. I'll reserve.
My condolences.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate
Now
that.
that all the busyness has gone away, Tammy's going to give me the thumbs up again.
Well, it was better than what I was giving you.
Yeah, it didn't deal with a thumb,
Boy,
I can tell you that.
You really just walked right into that one.
It didn't deal with a thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, could have went anywhere.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment.
Do we have a motion to adjourn? Do we have a second?
I guess I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Done.
I dare you not to make
Look
not
at
the
that.
second.
All you
motion.
need is
Can I
three.
borrow your pen, please?
He didn't want to even ask
That
me
was
yet.
very efficient.